Hey guys, how's everybody enjoying the new season? The new season. What season are we in right now?
Diggy season.
It is Diggy season. That was sick. I want more of Diggy moving forward. I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about Diggy, but he was the only player down the stretch who I feel like in the moment I was like, well, they got to get him a touch. Big possession.
It's
See
always
if Diggy can get loose.
Play through him.
It's always been Diggy. For the record,
You were first on this and alone.
I was
Very alone.
a long time on this take that Diggy's the dude. A long time. I'm so glad that people are coming around. I'm the conductor of the Diggy train.
Yeah, it's a good spot for you, frankly.
I mean, how do we do this without just like streaming into the void?
How is it possible the 5'8" guy gets his shot up whenever he wants it? And nobody else could get a shot up. How is it possible?
The 5'8" guy was tied for second in rebounds in the game. And the only one with more than one rebound in the second half.
Rebound.
Wait,
Sorry,
he
this
was
one of
tied
two.
for
It was
rebounds in the
Hunter.
game.
Yeah, Diggy had 4 rebounds, tied for a team high. Sorry, second on the team.
There we
Sorry,
go.
second on the team. Hunter, second half, 8 rebounds. Diggy 3. Everyone else 1.
That's tough.
You know,
And
let's
every
just new
Every
season
single
vibe.
time down the stretch, Houston would get a shot off. There was 2 things with at least 8 minutes to go, if not earlier, that I was snake bitten on every single time down the floor for either team. When Houston went down the floor, every single time a shot went up, I'm like, well, they'll get another look because our first shot defense was so good tonight, guys. I know this is going to get lost in this conversation, but
So good.
there may be a somewhat inappropriate sounding level of optimism coming from me after this game because I was just so pumped to see how this team fought. And I was just feeling it all second half. I was like, they are locked in defensively. Everybody has a hand in someone's face. But every single time a shot goes up, I'm like, well, whose guy is going to out hustle them to a loose ball on this possession? And then the other way down, it was like, who's going to chuck it straight to a Texas Tech defender here? Who's going to lose their shit and just try to rifle the ball across court because they're facing a double team, seemingly for the first time in their basketball career?
They're good, man. Houston's good.
They're so good.
They're like really good. Like that's let's not get it twisted. They're really good.
Yeah.
And we played both games pretty tight.
Yeah, they're a fine matchup for us. They're actually a good matchup for us. So to come away 0-2 is not ideal.
Not ideal.
Moral victory season, perhaps. 2-0 in moral victories.
Yes. There was a point, I think a couple times. I mean, Fran was all over those turnovers, boys. He knew that KU had a lot of turnovers. And he let you know about it. But the way he was talking about it, like, you can't do that. Oh, you can't. I'm like, this is kind of what Houston does. They force a lot of turnovers. They're really scrappy. They throw bodies across everything. Like,
they foul all night. They foul all night.
Well,
they got called for some.
Did you guys see Bill losing it at the end there? And you could easily make out exactly what he was screaming at the ref. You're better. That was a foul on our end. You're better than this. What the fuck are you watching? I'm like, here we go. Red in the face. I missed that.
That was the first red in the face Bill I've seen in a while.
That was the reddest Bill's face has been in probably 2 years. Vern, can you get one of the guys on the Discord to start like a chart of Bill's face redness?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was like an 8. And I haven't seen him get past a 6.
In a while.
We need a meter. A meter.
That's what I just
something happening.
That's what I just said.
You said a chart. I said meter. Okay,
fair.
Same vibe.
He was up from the start. He was animated all night, and that was
wanted this
nice change. Yeah,
I think
they
two
really
things
showed up for him.
I think 2 things. I think Bill wanted it, and I think he knew the guys were going to fight tonight, which is why he was so in it in a way that he hasn't been, or at least seemingly hasn't been a lot this year.
Is your take, Nick, that like they fought pretty hard?
Honestly, man, that's probably the least pissed I've been after a loss all season.
Same. I had the same. I'm not coming out of this pissed off.
I'm not either.
It might have been.
Is that the vibe? I haven't seen like the Twitter reaction. I don't know how Kevin,
they're all
Mike
pissed.
are feeling.
It's an annoying game, like offensive rebounds and turnovers, and like really bad guard play is gonna be agitating. Outside of Diggy, apologies to Diggy.
Starting guards.
But
Starting guard
it's
play.
You're right. Starting guard play. Starting guards scored 7 points. It was 9 points. Sorry, 7 in the second half, because Ryland played 2 minutes in the second half. So, Ryland played 2 minutes in the second half. AJ played 1. They were 0 for 3 with. Actually, Ryland is the only one who shot. They each had a turnover. Blanks everywhere else.
AJ's 1 minute was confounding that he was even out there. He probably was like, Bill, why am I out here? This doesn't make any sense. This makes less sense than Rakis getting like however many 8-9 minutes, which I was fine
What's
with.
so funny about it is that AJ's playing time, like within a game, has remained so consistent lately. It's like, we're gonna give him a chance in the first half.
Yeah.
And then in the second half, they're like, you can just keep the warm-ups on. So I'm sure he was like, wait a minute, coach. I thought I played for 4 minutes in the first half, took over, and then you benched me the rest of the game. Like, what's going on here?
Can we talk more about Diggy?
Yeah.
Diggy,
He was great.
Yeah,
Mac,
fine.
Good job. Let's try to project out his minutes per game for next season. What do you think it's going to be? 31, 33?
he played 20
He's on
minutes.
the Juan schedule.
28 minutes, 5 for 8 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal. 14 points, +4 in the plus minus. To your point, Ryland Griffin -10 in the plus minus. Yee.
He played with the starters. He was -4 in the first 2 minutes of the second half. So that's the whole starting lineup, though. So I don't really single any of them out.
Didn't hurt Hunter. He was plus on the day too.
Yeah.
Flory bad today. Flory bad. Flory not his best.
He did
Not
have a
as-
sick dunk. But he had a sick oop.
100% from the field.
Was that our only dunk of the game? I think.
I would like to count Hunter's hook shot. I think that was like
Okay.
basically a dunk.
And Zeke made 1 with his offhand, so that should count for something. A
I think he
fadeaway
made 2.
contested jumper.
I think he made 2 with his offhand.
I think you're right.
Trending up.
He was
Zeke
like,
trending up.
He did.
he
not
was literally saying, "Fuck you guys! I'm gonna make some 2-pointers. I'm
Right
gonna
after
make them very tough."
I literally tweeted, "Has he ever made a 2-pointer before?" And then he makes that shot at the end of half. I'm like, "Yep,
Yeah.
That was cool.
it was cool."
We are that comment. We're numb. We've been hurt a lot. We're like that guy. I'd never really understood the context because I didn't watch the show. That Montoya guy who just keep watching his girlfriend cheat on him on that reality show over and over again. I mean, how much can you hurt after you've been hurt grotesquely so many times?
Montoya.
Yeah. And thinking about the ways that we've been hurt this season, this one seemed rather mild.
Guys, we are down pretty bad. Where if it's like you don't really care, like Montoya, por favor. If you don't know what Kevin's talking about, well, you described it. But there's you watch a man watch his girlfriend basically have sex with another guy, and he's screaming at a TV. By basically, I mean like you do.
It wasn't
talk more about
basically.
this.
It was a reupholstering. and
With
it was
n-
on the screen. And
with noise. With noise.
Wait, how much
Sound
do they
effects.
show? Did they show it
They're
all?
under a
You know,
blanket.
it's not
They
it's
show
not
it
American
all.
television, I don't think. So I think it's more than you'd like to see, which is like a lot of our losses. It's more than you'd like to see.
Okay,
Joseph-
well, and that's a great transition. So
Okay.
they don't show it all. We do show it all. Diggy showed it all tonight. And it
We
felt
liked
like every this is gonna be such an overstatement, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It felt like everybody was taking their cues from Diggy tonight. Like, at least from an energy standpoint.
Yes.
I mean, it was like an out of body experience. He was doing all these like no look passes, like hezzy, and everything was hitting. Like the no look, like the Zeke fadeaway left-handed shot was sick, but that was all set up by a Diggy drive and dish. It sucks it sucks because I remember Kevin Meckley tweeted on Saturdays like, "I'm gonna be so pissed if we waste this KJ game," and then we just wasted the Diggy game too.
You know what? KJ was pretty damn good today.
Kids
as
was
well.
great.
And
He's the line.
I really felt bad. Like I feel regret with the KJ year. Seeing him play so well and continue to like actually bring effort, even though like he's just not perfect. He's being asked to play again beyond. I think probably like he's a flawed player in some ways, but he does play his ass off. And you have seen him care more than basically everyone else consistently. And it just felt shitty watching him keep trying and not and have it go that way. I agree that his rebounding was not good enough. I see some people in the comments saying that it's true. One in the second half is pretty freaking bad. Again, flawed player in some ways, but he
KJ
played pretty well.
Did I read that right?
9 for 10 from the line.
What?
He played his ass off. He really
Stroke
did.
looks good at the line.
Not the
Yeah.
problem. Wasn't the answer.
Is that, and I believe that's Eric Spolstra who commented that. Spo, good friend of the podcast. He's right.
Yeah, that's the thing. KJ the last 3 games, what, 15, 21, and 15. He's been good. He's been really good. I mean, the front court in general, it seemed like when the new season started, it was all about just KJ and Hunter getting tons of touches and playing this little 2-man, and it's worked. But as has been the case all year long, when something new starts working, something else stops working with this team.
Yep.
It's one thing after another. You can take your pick, but it's happened all season long, and it's frustrating. Like Kevin said, we're numb, but I don't know. I mean, you're right, Mike. We are down bad if we're effectively
It's
taking
pretty
moral
wild.
victories, but I mean, that's what we've been asking. We started with the bare minimum when this team, after the Utah trip, we were just like, just try. Can you guys just try? And at least we're getting that. Sucks that that's like seen as a win, though.
Hey, Mech. Actually, Mech and Kevin. DeJuan. If we talk about like some things going right and the other things going wrong, DeJuan's been pretty bad consistently down the stretch. Oh, well, the last 10 games, and I would say beyond. Last 10 games, how many of those do you think DeJuan has made a 3 in the last 10? Last 10 games. Nick, you know the answer, I think. Or I texted it. I'm not sure if you saw it.
I'll
got
say
2.
1. I don't. It's
Okay.
been a while. It feels
It's
like
2. 2. He has not shot a 3 in the last 3 games. And he has shot, I mean, oh my God. Since February 1st, I mean, he's shot a 3 in 2 games. Sorry. Made a 3 in 2, shot a 3 in like 6.
here's one for you.
Not shot a 3 in the last 3 games.
Of the last 8 games, how many fouls has he drawn?
1.
1.
I was going to say
Juan.
How do you do from the line?
Answer is also 2 in 8 games.
So there's no production.
That's what you're
There's
saying.
no production. There's zero
Yeah.
production from Juan.
That's from Rock Chalk Blog. Rock Chalk Blog also said that he made 4 baskets in 70 minutes versus Tech in Houston.
Can we stop with the statistics, please?
They're not good. Like you can just.
This isn't a numbers show, guys. We go off
The
vibes here.
statistics
I've,
give me a migraine.
I have glasses on. I can read the stats all day, especially
right.
since game plus minus.
This team, man.
I
Yeah,
feel good. I don't know why I feel good.
I do too.
we
but
finally.
I feel good about tonight. I don't think I feel good about what's going to happen in 2 weeks.
I think we were just looking for a sign that we're not going to get a record-setting blowout in the first round, and they've shown that against 2 really good teams that they can hang. So that's our get ready for your round of 64 moral victory. God, look at the picture.
Wait. A record blowout in the first round? What do you mean?
We just-
in
they-
what regard?
It felt like they're like they have no fight. They have nothing in Utah. And so they've shown that they can play against tough teams, but win. Yeah, I'm Chase Buford.
Sure. I don't know. What about the second round? They could get a record. They could get blown out by a lot in the second round. It just depends on matchup.
Second round, right?
What was that?
We're gonna play a 2 seed in the second round, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Cool.
Yeah.
Probably going to play a 2 seed, right? In the second round. So that's, I mean, like, we're going to be a dog. Who are the 2 seeds right now? Iowa State, Tennessee, Florida, Michigan State.
Well, guys, I mean, we just played
Houston.
back to back. We just played a 3 seed and a 1 seed, right? The last 3 days. And it's not like we got dog walked in either of those.
No, and then we beat 2 really good teams before that, too. What seed is Colorado going to be?
I don't know. I know Lenardi was on with SVP after the game, but I wasn't able to catch it. So
If you're an 8 seed, it's Bama, Duke, or Auburn, which would be bad.
We don't want to be an 8 seed. We have to get out
Be-
7 line.
7 would be sweet. So you gotta win. You gotta beat Arizona. Really have to beat Arizona.
Well, do you think we do?
Yeah. But like, I'm worried. There's a lot of pressure on these guys, and I think mentally they're gonna know about the streak, and they have not handled anything like any moment with pressure well in months since December. So I don't feel great about that. Do you guys? I mean, I'm taking
no,
KU
I
at
wouldn't.
home.
I wouldn't characterize my feelings as great for sure. I think that's safe. I don't know. Like it's just even when they're playing well, like they were playing well defensively tonight. Obviously, turnovers
really
were a
well.
huge issue, but even when they weren't turning the ball over, and they're doing the little dribble weave handoff shit that they've been doing for 20 years, which is okay, whatever. But it's worked with teams with really talented guards who, even if they don't have a ton of game, they have a quick first step. They can just like get past you, drive downhill, draw defenders, dish, whatever. It's worked. When this team does it, it's like even with Zeke, who has a little game, he has a little wiggle. He's not explosive at all, but like he can handle the ball a little bit. Same with DeJuan. It's like they have nowhere to go. Rylan, they have nowhere to go. They'll just do a little like dribble hezzy, and then they pick it up and they throw it to the next guy. And the whole time they're doing it, I'm saying at the TV, I'm like, you guys aren't gonna fucking score. Like, just get it over with. dump it down to Hunter like we know you're going to do. Stop wasting our time with the first 15 seconds of every possession where each guard's like, oh, yeah, maybe this will be the time I get past my man. Or like pull a little step back three in their face. No, you're never going to do anything because you guys aren't good.
Unless it's Diggy.
Unless it's Diggy.
You know, like we got a comment that says Bill won't adjust the lineup for whatever reason makes no sense to me. And I get that feeling because I've been there, but who are you going to go to, man? Like they screwed up by not seeing if Passmore could have anything in December, November. They basically didn't play him until tonight. And he actually had 7 decent minutes until that foul. Who are you going to go to?
Well,
Like who? I guess you play Ryland some, well, more than 2 minutes in the second half, but it's like it's not a good sign. This is not. I wrote a few about a week ago or two on VIP that Ryland was likely leaving after this year. By the way, if that wants to tell you where the staff thinks things are at, on March 3rd, they're playing Passmore more than Ryland Griffin in the second half, which I think tells you something about where they see the future as well. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I'm just down.
That's fine.
I'm just
Let's rip the Band-Aid off.
The
Let's
Ryland
rip the
thing is
Band-Aid off.
wild, right? Like 2 minutes, not really a vote of confidence for a guy that, you maybe want back next year.
You're talking about Rakis? You're talking about they want Ryland back?
No. Ryland didn't play. I'm saying
Yes.
I'm saying it doesn't make you feel like they expect him back, or they're certainly not trying to convince him back.
Fantastic.
But maybe the freshman guy,
the
who
feeling
they
is
finally
mutual.
played in March 3rd, right? Exactly.
And with Rakis not playing, it's like, yeah, you're a raw freshman who doesn't really do much. You shouldn't be playing. So I don't want this to become a thing now where we now have the latitude to criticize the staff for not playing everyone. Everyone should have played more at some point this season. Because if we're on to Rakis with that, it's like, okay, so we've really, I think we're just missing Zach Clements, and then we'll have a full card.
Well, he's got
complaining about everybody not getting playing time.
the longest groin injury I've ever seen.
Well, it's a long groin.
Nice. I think with Passmore, though, like he again in that Arkansas game, right? Like the scrimmage, they're like, that's the best player. He was our best guy tonight. I think they actually screwed up by trying to deal with Ryland and AJ so much this year, where they basically kept playing the same 3 or 4, and then inserting Ryland or AJ, basically trading those two. Their minutes were wildly. I mean, like everyone else's were just wildly inconsistent. And you play freshmen in what are you laughing at? What the fuck are you laughing at? No, what the fuck are you laughing at?
No, go on.
No, I'm over it.
Sorry, dude. It's so you okay. But what they should have done is just given up on everybody earlier, like given up on AJ back in like December.
Well, actually, yeah, probably. That one has been bad the whole time.
I wonder what they're thinking every single game when they put AJ in the first half. Are they like, well, if he plays well tonight in game 30, then maybe he won't be bad anymore? Like, what's the point of the 4 minutes he gets every first? He never gets him in the second half because the coaches are so disgusted with what he did in such a small amount of minutes in the first half. They're like, well, we fucking did it again. But it's now going into the game on Saturday against Arizona, the AJ Store will come in with like 8 minutes to go in the first half, 12 minutes to go in the first half. Bill Self will be forced to call a timeout before the next TV timeout to take him out of the game, and then he won't play again. If he's this detrimental to the team's chances of winning, I cannot understand why he sees another minute, but he will.
It is
because it's funny. It's because it's funny. They're trying to be funny.
It's a bit.
Hey, Curtis, watch this.
Again? Oh.
I watched the game. I watched the game at a bar on Saturday, and the guy next to me, he could tell I was the only KU fan there, and he's not a KU fan. And they call a timeout, and they just had this perfect TV shot of the KU sidelines, and it's just the coaches. It's all the coaches standing there in their blue quarter zips, and he goes, "Man, look at all those coaches."
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he said it to me. And I was like, brother, don't even. It was at the end of the game as we were fucking collapsing. And I was like, don't
No.
even get me started. Yeah. Yeah.
We got randoms at the bars noticing we have too many coaches.
It's a
It's like,
problem.
what is it? 9, 8, 9? I can't even tell.
I think they only were showing 7. And I didn't have the heart to tell them there's actually 2 more just right out of frame.
One of them might
Doc's over there sleeping on the sideline. He didn't get up. He doesn't move much.
He's going as fast as he can.
Oh gosh. Okay, are we delirious? Are we even making sense? Are we
haven't
hitting
talked about
points?
Saturday's game.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen him in a while because I was listening to Bill post.
Oh.
What's he saying?
He was pretty positive
Yeah.
overall. A couple of quick quotes. He said, we competed on the glass until the biggest possessions at the end. I got to go back and watch the tape. Hunter got the crap beat out of him on every possession and didn't have much to show for it. And he said it again, how much Hunter just got beat the F up on every possession. He was pretty big on that. Said Zeke labored but competed hard, and then repeated hard. He said it 3 times, hard. But he kept coming back to this. That he kept saying it was a different feel from our locker room and the entire team. He said, thought we had a pretty tight huddle. Thought they competed harder. Even the guys that didn't play thought it felt different too. I thought it felt different. So he was pointing to the things that Nick and I feel like they actually tried to freaking compete tonight. Like they actually showed up and played basketball, even though they didn't, they still screwed up. He talked about the 37 possessions between the 17 offensive rebounds and the 20 turnovers that you give to the other team. It's hard to win, which obviously true. He also said we tried to play the toughest guys tonight because you got to play tough against a Houston team. And then he immediately went to Diggy, and he's like, Diggy's the mentally toughest dude on the team.
Toughest guys tonight. Shots at Rylan?
Shots at Riley.
I mean, yeah, shots at everybody who didn't play.
Passmore Hive, stand up.
You know what's everything that he said kind of made sense. Like the fact that the locker room felt different, it felt tighter. That showed. If there are people who think, I know there are people who are still pissed about this game. And I've seen a bunch of people comment like moral victories. Is that how far we've fallen? Yes, that's how far we've fallen. Because here's the deal. Just because you play your hardest doesn't mean that you're going to win. You know why? Because this isn't the Kansas team we thought it was going to be, that was going to be the most talented team in the country. So I go back to the take that I have stated time and time again on this show is, what if this team's just not good? They're not talented. They don't have guys who can go get their own shot. They don't have great shooters. They don't have guys with high basketball IQ. They don't have guys with mental toughness. So just because they played up to like their ceiling doesn't mean that you just get to cakewalk through this conference anymore, especially with a team like Houston on the road on senior night. A team who's already baseline tougher than you. They do this every night. Congratulations, you've been doing it for 2 weeks. They've been doing it for 5 years. Like, not going to be good enough. This team has to play perfect. You can't turn it over 20 times, of course, but their margin for error is so much smaller than basically every Bills Self team ever. They have to play perfect, and we never see it, and we never see them play perfect. So You're going to have more disappointing games when you just go up against a team that's more talented than you.
Played hard though.
Hard.
I mean, it's true. I mean, you're right. I mean, it's just every game there's one or two guys that play well, and then everyone else is very bad, and like it turns into just like this rage fest of the bad, and like it's just been the same way pretty much all year. Except for like Hunter's been pretty fucking consistent too. He did get beat the hell up as well.
But what do we expect? They foul the shit out of you constantly, and they just dare the refs to call 45 personal fouls. It's not going to happen. They called a lot that I didn't think. I mean, they could have just said, "Screw it, just let them kill each other out there." Maybe Kansas will adjust, but they called a bunch of fouls. Of course, they're going to miss a ton on our 7'2" slow boy.
I mean, pretty much. But someone had a comment, I can't find it, that said like, this sounds like Bruce Weber in March, or like the moral victory thing. And actually, I thought new season, it was fun, but it was kind of K-Statey. It's very Jerome Tang, like every game is what do you say? Every game is he was calling it the tournament, right? Basically every one game.
Yeah.
Every game, one game tournament. It was a little like, that's when you're down bad. That's it. Like but that tells you everything. That tells you what,
right. But people now,
they're not good.
People now pointing out that we are down bad, or like, wow, they have really fallen. It's like, of course we have. We've been talking about it for months. Like, I don't think we've been hiding the fact that we are in a bad spot as fans, that we don't feel good. Like, so I'm not protecting anything to say like, yeah, we better not do that. Or no, this team sucks. Yes, we're changing the way that we operate as fans.
Does saying new season at the end of February, does that sound mentally stable to you guys? No, I think they know exactly what it is. It's insane.
New season.
It's stupid. We have no
It's
choice.
insane.
2-2. So I want to reference this because you said that Zeke, Bill Self after the game said Zeke played hard, and he emphasized hard. Going back to Saturday, KU loses. Zeke takes a shot at the end. It's awful. Like, he was trying to bait a guy into a foul, just absolute air ball, just horrendous shot. But after the game, like, I think somebody timestamped it at 19 minutes after the game ended. He sends a tweet with like 4 screenshots of people basically in his DMs telling him to go kill himself, and they hate him, and there was racial slurs tossed out there. And he didn't even really reference anything in the caption of the tweet. He was just like, I know I've sucked. I need to be better. Like, I'm killing myself for this team, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, everybody's like, okay, well, that's fucking terrible. These guys have to deal with that. Bill Self then puts out a press release. When did this press release come out? Was that late Saturday?
It was like 11
11 p.m., wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was at a bachelor party trying to read it.
I didn't see it until the next morning.
Didn't go well.
Releases this statement that basically says, I know this season hasn't went according to plan, but it's not because these guys don't care. All right. He was like 3 paragraphs. It was lengthy. One of the longer statements I've ever seen in a press release from Bill Self. That was all kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
I wrote a lot about it and said it had a little bit of come after me, I'm a man, I'm 62 vibes. And it was just not normal I mean, a lot of things this season are not normal, but I thought it was strange. Travis Goff put out a statement too on Twitter, at least. It wasn't really a statement, but more of like a response. I thought it was weird. I mean, yeah, defend your guy, but if you read the words,
He didn't really
do that. So It was more of like a soliloquy about the season. Like it was just it was very strange.
He tried to like have their back, but also not make an excuse for them caring so much about what's being said online. Like it was he really like middled it.
He middled.
And it came off as like, there's no thesis really. Why is this 8 hours after the game? What happened like in between? Like what took?
I have a theory.
Fuck yeah.
Going back to the new season press conference right before what game was that? Oklahoma State? Yeah. When Bill was just kind of really good and had a ton of energy, and it was right after the Oklahoma State rumor, he gave a long answer about social media and about how we played it. We played the clip last week. He's like, this is what you wanted. This is what you argued for. This is what your lawyer or your agent bargained for. These are the rules. And guys, people are going to be meaner to you because you're not growing up in front of our eyes for 3 or 4 years anymore. You are here and you are paid to perform, and we're going to watch you perform. And it really, to me, we talked about it, was him saying you guys are soft. Oh, people are saying nasty things to you online. Go do something about it. Go change it. This is the world we live in. You wanted these things. These are the consequences. And so I was a little surprised that then like 2 weeks later, now he's releasing a short essay on how you shouldn't be mean to the players and how they're trying really hard. My guess is that he had to release that, or he chose to release that specifically because there were people saying racist remarks to Zeke. If it was just people saying like, you suck, you killed my parlay, kill yourself, I really don't think that he would have said anything. I think there was probably
recruiting pressure.
Yeah, there was just some sort of pressure. I don't even know if it's recruiting, if it's like, okay, you need to know that there's going to be some level of protection when you come here, and we're just not like going to tolerate that type of behavior. You know what I mean? Because yeah, if I'm another player at a school, I'm like, is this what Kansas fans are like? I'm sure Bill's like, I need to make sure I'm out in front of this.
Read the words too. Like it reads like he did a radio interview and
it's
they
really weird.
Transcribed it. Like it does not look like a PR statement. It doesn't read like normal English. It reads like a conversation that he's just responding to Greg Gurley about or something. Like it doesn't. It's just weird all around.
You think he like voice recorded it?
Like if you were a PR person, like I've done PR, like Scoops, man, you get this. You went to J school. Like it doesn't read like a statement. Like you put out. It reads like he's sitting at a keyboard, like with a dictaphone, and just someone is just writing what he says.
To do it that late. Like it's so rare to see a statement at 11 p.m. on Saturday, unless something has just happened, and they had hours. So you do give it air. And Self said this to Seth Davis, like he wish he wouldn't have said it. You give it more air, like you bring more attention by releasing the statement. And all the big reporters like just tweeted the graphic. So it's almost like KU sent it to them, or they all just know to download the thing and tweet it themselves. I don't know, but it's pretty damn weird. And the other thing, like I am glad in many ways that Zeke showed some of the things that players have to deal with. There is no excuse, and it's awful. I don't know that it's KU fans. I don't know that it's not. I've seen no definitive evidence either way, but fans can be shitty everywhere. Gamblers can be really shitty everywhere. But the weird thing also, like, there's got to be a better way to show what players have to deal with and what they have to go through, what they have to see. And at the same time, like that statement, 18 minutes after the game, like that's going to take a little bit to write it. And it's like, at what point are you coming off the court being like, at what point in your mind did you make up, we're going to lose and I'm going to tweet this? Like, it's a bad headspace. It's a really bad headspace. And I feel for him. And like, that is not where you want your players to be at as well at this time of year. But beyond that, as a human, like it's not good. It is very weird to fire that off. Like to have that almost ready to go.
But think about you're right. It
It's been
is
simmering.
It is, but like Zeke, local kid, grew up a KU fan, always wanted to come here, didn't get the offer out of high school, goes to South Dakota for 4 years just to all of a sudden get the call. Like, you've already proven yourself at this level. I am sure he put immense expectations on himself for like what he was going to accomplish at Kansas. And I'm sure now that things aren't going well, that feeling is probably amplified for a guy like him. You don't want to be remembered as like a bad player or like a soft player on a bad team in your hometown.
It sucks.
Where the fans care more about the basketball team than anything else. I'm sure this is weighing on him. And I do feel for him. I do.
Yeah, it sucks. And it's, like it is what it is. Like there's no, I mean, the statements suck. Him tweeting it is weird. The statements were weird. It's a bad spot to be in. And like, it was very strange. I've never quite seen anything like it. The statement again was very odd from himself. And like, I hope Zeke can
shoot more threes.
Shoot more threes and have some fun. He's got one more game at the field house. And it sucks. But I think he's been going off liking tweets, searching his own name after like every game for a while. It's bad.
But those were in his DMs. Like those were in his direct messages.
Yeah, you don't have to go look. You don't have to look at those from random people. They get filtered.
I agree.
Like, it just sucks. You got to protect yourself. That's the main point. And someone needs to help him or should have helped him protect himself before March 1st.
You think it was one of the assistant coaches should have been in charge of just holding all their phones and filtering their DMs?
I think their phones would not. I don't know that the DMs would get read, but they might like some fun tweets. Heyo.
Yeah.
What do we do? What do we do from here? What do we do from here, guys?
Well,
kind of out of idea.
Yeah.
Arizona's pretty good. They're athletic too. Very. And it's going to be a tough game. It's a 50-50 game in the Allen Fieldhouse after 40 straight years of winning on senior night.
It's at risk.
Oh, it's so at risk.
We've also got more conference losses than we've had since the 82-83 season.
More games,
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's true.
That's a bullshit stat. That's what that is. That's a bullshit stat. They may have, they have 19 wins still, don't they?
Yeah, we need
That's weird.
We're gonna win the game, and from there you just kind of roll the dice and hope you get a good matchup. That's pretty much it. You just gotta win. You just really gotta win Saturday, right? Right? Does it matter?
Or do
Am I
they?
insane? Whoa! What if they don't?
Windhorst meme.
What
Kansas failed to win 20 games the first time in Bill Self's tenure. Now, why would they do that? They're done with expectations, guys. This is not a team that wants your adoration. They don't want you telling them how good they are. They don't even want you to think they're good. They don't even want the other team to think they're good. But when the moment's right, they strike.
So, yeah,
I'm
like
back. I'm back.
when they're down, when they're the biggest underdog they've been in 25 years,
What do they do?
they lose by
They-
6 or 7, whatever
cover.
it was.
They
They
cover.
You're right. You're right. What is the scene like for speeches if they lose? Ooh, I don't want to go there.
Hey, you know who else had
Bleak.
losses in their season? The
What was that?
87-88 Kansas Jayhawks had 11 losses in their season. That's who did.
Really?
Wow.
All right. Okay.
Diggy and
We're
the
back.
Miracles.
Diggy
in
and the
mirror.
miracles. That's vibey.
What if
That
I
is
told
good.
you we had Danny Manning cut in half?
Oh, we're so back. guys.
That team
88 was a 6 seed.
That team lost 4 straight games and 5 of 6 at one point in the season.
This team never lost 4 in a row. This team never even lost 3 in a row.
4 straight.
Sheesh.
Think of Twitter going on right then.
There are quite a few years like that.
It
I've
would be
wondered.
bad.
You know what's funny, Mech? You know what's so funny is if Twitter was around then, there would have been a vocal minority of people blaming Danny Manning in 1988. They'd be like, you just can't build a championship roster around Danny. He's a black hole. He shoots it every time he gets it. Like, I'm ready for him to move on. Somebody would have said that. The Rock Chalk blog of 1988 would have went on Twitter and said, like, I'm ready for Danny Manning to be gone. I'm ready to turn the keys over to Mark Randall.
So half of Danny cut in half. So if one, who is the most likely player to be, if there's a blank in the miracles, blankie in the miracles, what is the blankie?
Diggy.
No.
Well,
He's
it's
too small.
obviously Hunter. He's your
Diggy.
best player.
Dicky in the miracles. Dewani in the miracles?
Okay, no. It's more likely that it would be Store and the Miracles than Dewan going on a scoring tear through the tournament to
Well,
take us
no,
to San Antone.
Right, because you know what that would require, Kevin? You know what that would require, that scenario you just laid out? A miracle, which is why Dewan is a miracle. It's a very easy process. You're like, is this guy the hero or is he the miracle? Diggy, I love him. You're one of the miracles. AJ Store, dear God, you're a miracle. It's a miracle you're still getting playing time, right? Like Hunter, it doesn't require a miracle for him to go for like 30 and 15.
Okay.
Are we back? Guys, our vibes up?
They're
Yeah,
better than
vibes
they
are up.
were, weirdly.
Vibes are up, man. I feel like
Who is more likely for a miracle? Rylan?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'll take
I
whoever.
should
the-
just
No, keep going.
I was gonna say Dewani, but it's obviously Dewan. Zeke or Rylan? Zeke, probably.
Zeke.
They're the same.
Zeke.
Oh, fuck. I hope he can. Oh man.
Rylan has the smallest bag ever. Like, if he's not spotting up for a 3, he doesn't know what to do with the ball. And Zeke has a slightly larger bag. He showed it tonight. Ambidextrous, right? Point for that.
Mick, what do you
Diggy's
have?
bag.
Diggy's got.
Diggy's got the rock duffel bag.
That's what
Very
you
small
want.
bag.
More in the miracles. Yeah, Shaq is MIA.
Oh yeah, man. Where did
I told you he's been hurt. They
You're right.
kept trotting him out there. He's been hurt.
Okay, how about this? How about this take?
His
Rylan
fracture
gets
got
to his
bigger.
spot better than anyone on this team. Where's his spot? The corner on every possession and just stay there the entire time and then just wait for somebody else to shoot? What are you talking about?
but then
Rylan gets to his spot. Where's his spot? He doesn't have one. He's one of the most invisible players on offense. Like, all season long. And everybody who was complaining and wanted to see Ryland play over KJ, like nobody's really owned up to that. Nobody's ever been like, yeah, that was bad. Because early in the season, it was AJ, and then it was Ryland. It was like, yo, Ryland needs to play. He stretches the floor. He stretches the floor. Does he? Does he? He commands no attention. He is one of the worst movers without the ball I've ever seen. For being, you only have one thing you do well, which is shoot. You would think that you would maybe put a premium on the ability to move without the ball and get open. Like, it's the worst. It's the worst. I don't want to hear about like him getting to his spot. And also everybody who wanted to see him play over KJ.
But
what's the take now?
We don't have someone that can get past their man for a corner three to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the problem. Like, we think of how many spot up open 3-pointers other teams get, and think of how many open 3-pointers we get. Like, just think about it. When was the last time you saw someone other than that one time during tonight's game when Zeke had a broken play and had an open 3-pointer and clanked it? That was the only.
Well, the best way for somebody to get open is for Hunter to get double teamed.
Fair.
And for him to pass out of a double team.
Do a little short roll on the side, basically with the two bigs. And then if they can make a third pass, that's it.
And it happened how often? Correctly?
No, the guard plays like really bad, guys. Like crazy.
Honestly,
bad.
but the second best way to get an open three is just Diggy creating on his own. Because he's so quick.
That's correct.
And he doesn't give a shit.
He's 5 feet tall and he can get his own shot. That's the thing that's so wild to me. He is this big and he can somehow get his own shot.
I mean,
Kevin's putting 2 fingers up to the camera and he's showing
Diggy,
you
man.
a little army soldier figurine.
Get your diggies up. Everybody get your diggies up. This is photoshoppable for sure.
Diggy and the miracles. I love it. I'm in. By the way, someone asked if Shaq Moore was hurt or quote, air quote hurt. He's hurt. He's hurt. Really hurt. Not really hurt, but like real hurt.
Didn't Self say he won't be 100% the rest of the year?
Yeah, his fracture got bigger. Turns out it didn't heal.
It fractured more.
Yeah. Or like re-aggravated. Yes. It got
one.
worse. The ankle one. Seriously. Whatever. Something like that. He's bigger in real life than on TV. I don't Diggy. Okay.
Yeah, in real life, he's huge. He just towers over everybody.
I think
somehow.
Jared's saying he's not this big in real life and that our scale's a little off. Maybe. I haven't seen him in person.
That's true. I haven't either.
Diggy and the doggies. Diggy style. Need the student to get their diggies up. Whole student section for Diggy. Just doing this.
It's the new too small.
Yeah. What are they going to do, actually? If Kyle says, if we get in a clutch situation in the tournament, I have zero confidence in anyone making a play.
Nor should you. No, there's not. No, I mean,
I'm not
I
here
don't
to
know what
change
you're
that.
looking. Yeah, what are you looking for here? You're like,
Diggy?
like, son, we're gonna put our heads together and come up with a way that
Clutch.
Kansas will be good down the stretch.
He's the only one with the clutch gene on the entire team.
You know, if KU needs a 2, they're going through KJ, by the way. Just, yeah, it's going to happen.
All right.
Don't you, that's what they've been doing all year.
Right.
Sorry,
You know,
Reg,
early in
did
the
you
year, we thought Zeke was the clutch guy.
You did. That was
We
your one
did.
wrong take of the year. No, we did talk
Mac was
about
with me. Mac was with me
No.
on that.
I said I wanted him to shoot 8 threes a game. That's what I've said all season. I have not said he's good. I said I wanted him to
Oh,
shoot.
wrong. I said I'm starting to think Zeke's the second best player on this team, and you're like, yes, it does. The offense should run through him.
No,
I remember you and I having.
the 2-man game. It was him and Hunter. That's
Don't
fair.
try to soften the take now. The take's out there, man. You can't take it back.
It feels
Okay,
like a time ago.
it was. It was. That was before Mizzou lost. That was before Creighton.
I
Times
just
were good.
game
Those
day.
were good times.
It's like 4 seasons ago.
Creighton scouted KU and broke their season, by the way. Creighton was the one that had the scout. the first one. Does
Well,
Diggy play?
somebody
20
had to do it.
Yeah, it was coming. It's probably true. Does Diggy play 25 plus minutes per game the rest of the way, assuming 4 games? What did Diggy play tonight? 18, guys. No, that was
No.
no,
What?
sorry, that was the
No.
second half. I had
It
the
was like
second half
28.
box open. Apologies. 29.
No,
Wait,
that would
wait.
make too much sense. He's not going to be playing that much
That's a good take.
for
I agree.
no reason.
I want him to, but I don't think he'll play 25.
Here's what it will be, guys. He will play a lot of minutes on Saturday, and he will continue to play a lot of minutes until he does one bad thing, and then it will be back to the regular rotation.
Well, he tried tonight because he let I
He
don't
had
know
a
if it was
bad
back to
sequence.
back against
Yes.
Cryer,
That was bad.
but that's whenever he really locked in. He has to fuck up to lock in. So
Yeah, because
he let Cryer get off.
He goes for the layup, and we all knew when he drove baseline, I was like, that's not gonna happen. And then he gave up the offensive rebound and the putback by Cryer on the other end. But then he came back and made the 3. So,
But then he was clapping, and his little chest was all over whatever poor soul he was defending. He was locked in. It was good to see, but he's
Yeah.
not perfect.
He didn't hesitate. It didn't affect it. He just kept playing the same fucking way. Turns out that is what KU needs. Got the new guys that will not be up and down based on if they're making shots or not, or if fucking up once.
that's why we loved Shaq when he started playing like a month
Yeah,
and a
no,
half
that
ago.
team was good. That was the best we've been. Was that
Because
Shaq
he
run.
came in and he wasn't even shooting the ball, but he was locked in defensively, big energy guy. And that's what the team needed and still could. But now Diggy's doing it.
Diggy got up 6 threes tonight. He got 6 threes. Imagine if Zeke somehow shot 6 threes tonight. Did you see any time during the game that he could have shot 6 threes tonight?
No, because that's what going back to like end of shot clock. Nobody's got to look. Zeke, he's not getting past his man. And he doesn't have the ability to separate and get off a quick shot. Diggy can do both those things. Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy that a free agent in August is the guy who we're all like, yeah, he's the dude.
This big. And he can get off 6 threes against Houston and make 4 of them. He's this big.
Imagine if he was this big.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to like our preseason podcast, and I remember the way Kevin Tehan dismissed the idea that like Diggy Coit was going to play on this team. And it was the only reason I remember is because the way you said his name. You said, and if you're telling me that little Diggy Coit is going to come in here and get minutes on a national championship team, well, I don't think this is a national championship team. So
This is right. Tehan looking at the roster for the first time. Finds Diggy 5'8".
5'8". That photo of Bill putting his hands to his head tonight is
That's not tonight.
That is tonight.
yes,
It
it
is?
is.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It was at the
And
end of the
there's
game.
a video. There's a video of him doing
shit.
this.
Yeah, it's after
He's
at the
looking
end of the
off into
game
void.
when with like a minute to go when Houston kept getting offensive rebounds.
Oh yeah, I would like to say I wish it didn't exist. It's not. It's just not good that is out there.
Video.
Okay, I got a question for you before we
Okay.
wrap up here. What is more frustrating to watch as a fan? Watching the other team grab every offensive rebound or the inability for your team to either pass, dribble, or catch the ball?
Pass, dribble, catch, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think.
They're both really bad though, Nick.
Thanks. Thanks for clearing that up. Yeah, the pass dribble, because some of the stuff tonight, AJ had one. He's good for one of those every game. Flory had one. Hunter had a couple. Where it's just like, what is wrong with your hands? Or what did they put on the ball? Because it's not even stuff like, what are you doing? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? When you just see somebody who can't catch the ball, it's like, is something wrong with you? Because I'm mad. I am mad. Don't get me wrong. But it's not like a guy jacking up a three where it's like a conscious decision. It's like you are unable to do the most fundamental aspect of this game. This is troubling.
What you mean?
It's inexplicable.
Holding the
It's just-
ball.
yeah. Having the ball in your hands in basketball, having the ball in your hands, getting it to your other teammates' hands is like what it's all about. And when they can't do anything good with their hands, it's very frustrating to watch the game of basketball.
The one at the end that ended up kind of being a bit of a dagger when Hunter just threw it right.
The pick six.
You know, I mean, it would have been frustrating. That would have been what we would have talked about if KU only turned the ball over 6, but that was one of them. But when KU turns it over 20 times and that's one of them, you're like, okay. Like the game ending with the game ending with Juan sliding into home plate. Zeke just
I've got the video.
throws the ball. Oh my God, dude. It was such
I
a
texted-
microcosm of the game.
I texted how fitting. How fitting was that to see him sliding on his butt as the ball bounces away?
Very. And Zeke just stood there afterwards,
He
guys.
just stood there, dude.
It was a 4-point game with 20 seconds left. And he's just standing there.
It's like somebody threw a banana peel down.
Oh, it was so bad. It was poetic. But hey, Diggy. I mean, God, the inability to inbound the ball. Like, yeah, just
Maybe it's just
bizarre.
against Houston that they cannot inbound the ball.
Oh.
Houston's good, man.
They play tight. They play
inbound
tight. They play
defense.
trying not to fuck up. They're playing hard, but they weren't playing free. It was just like, let's not mess up. Let's not give them the ball. Because that's what Houston does. Like it's stressful to watch your team's offense go against Houston's defense.
Yeah, it's stressful to watch KU's offense go against Colorado's defense.
Yeah, it's fair.
Wow.
Like-
Did you see that? AB with $1 billion question there.
Ooh. You want me to throw that on?
Yeah, we'll end with this because I'm gonna wrap after this. Would this year's team beat last year's team? Right now, both teams at full strength. Let's do that. Both teams at full strength.
Give me
It's not a
last
game
year.
I want. It's not a game I want to watch.
You're saying last year?
Yeah, it's like 58-57.
McCullough does something down the stretch, saves us.
No, I take this year's team. Diggy's the difference. We didn't have a Diggy last year.
That's true. So you got Hunter guarding Hunter, KJ guarding KJ.
It's a good point you're making here.
One on one. So really, we're just talking about who are the other two players. So,
it's
do you want to
McCullough
take? Do you want to take Zeke and Diggy or McCullough and Timbo?
McCullough and Timbo.
Or Furphy? We're forgetting Furphy.
Oh,
Why are
Why
you
am I
bringing him off the bench? I didn't understand.
I was thinking of end of season. Timberlake will always be etched in my brain for the role that he was asked to play down the stretch. Okay. Everybody in the
Just like
comments saying
very
Furphy,
end.
Furphy. We're sorry. We got it. That's our bad. Okay. Well, that swap's got to make me go with last year.
yeah. But that's true. Parker Brown versus Flory off the bench.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
If we start getting to bench players, Last year's team's warts show
Cooked.
very, very quickly.
cooked.
El Marco and Shaq maybe going at it.
Oh, I think Shaq. would eat
Well,
him.
Shaq would
Yeah.
eat him. Are you kidding?
How about we predict the Arizona game?
Okay.
First of all, let's predict the line.
Okay.
KU
Kevin just moaned in pain.
KU is going to be favored.
So first,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
everybody, real quick on the line thing. The last time we all talked, we guessed that this was going to be the biggest underdog Bill Self has ever been. It turned out to be 9.5 points, right?
Yes.
Gooseman at KU.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
did you guys take KU to cover? Was I the only one?
I took KU on the money line for fun.
I didn't touch it.
You're giving me a 3-1 KU number.
Didn't take it.
Taking it.
It was 4-1. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to see where we were at. Okay. Now we fast forward. KU will be favored. Let's call it by 2. What's the number? 2.5?
Yeah, 2.5. That was going to be my guess. 1.5 or 2.5.
That feels right.
I say 2. Yeah. 2.5 might be right too.
Feels like bait.
I'm taking KU, right? I'm not betting against us on senior night. These are the rules. Are you, Mac?
I don't know.
Fuck, dude. No. No. No.
I don't think I'm touching this one. I love 9.5 point dog KU.
Yeah.
What if
that's-
it's just a
the
KU
bet.
route? They're going home tonight, and Bill's telling them like, "Hey, you're doing what we're asking. You played a really good team on the road, but now we're going home." Like, I don't think the team is super dejected like they have been after other losses, where you start to wonder, oh, is it going to spiral? I know it's 2 in a row, but it's against really good teams. This is the toughest 3-game stretch of your entire season, so like maybe bad timing for when the new season starts. It's like, your new season might not be good enough against these teams. Don't get to play Colorado and Okie State every night, but ipso facto,
We're
boys
really
come
good.
out ready to go. KJ legacy game, senior night. I mean, people are going to be weeping in the crowds.
That's the problem. I get nervous about
Me too.
these guys, these seniors getting a little too whatever about senior night and just coming out being a disaster, just a hot mess.
You can see it.
It's my
You
time.
can see it happening.
Oh, Mac, are you saying that you think that maybe all season long there has been in the back of their minds this thought of like, what if we're the worst senior class in Kansas basketball history? How will we be remembered?
I don't know that they've got there, but it feels like a very potentially tight senior group.
If you
Christian
think
Brown's
that they're
gonna-
gonna inspire the sequel to this, it's gonna be Beyond the Streak 2, breaking every good streak that Kansas basketball ever had. The 2024-2025 Kansas Jayhawks. Is that what you're saying? I can't even handle that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
read
tough
this
to
cover to
imagine.
cover before Saturday. I'm gonna save senior night.
It's really tough to imagine what somebody asked this, like, what are these guys going to say when they grab the mic? That is a great question. What is Zeke Mayo going to say on senior night?
God, I hope we win. For those
With KJ, with Juan, with Hunter, it's kind of easy to figure out. You know, they've had KJ and Juan, regardless of how long ago it was, like they have rings. They can talk about that. They can talk about their relationship with Bill Self. They can talk about everything they've went through in 4 years. Hunter, whatever. He's been really good. With Zeke, it's like, what are you going to say? Well, it's been a shitty season. I've only been here for 1 year. So, sorry. Sorry it wasn't great. You guys weren't nice to me though, so that part sucked. I was
No,
trying to live out a
he's got-
childhood dream, and it didn't go the way I was hoping for, like at all. So, gonna take some time to process that. Rock chalk.
Jeez.
That's this.
He's got a good enough. He should have a great story and speech, but I'm not positive.
He's just
Uh,
speaking to an empty Allen Fieldhouse.
Oh my god.
There's-
No.
Okay.
There's 14 people that stick around.
Don't do that.
No.
Hunter doesn't get
No.
to talk because he spoke last year.
Poor KJ, man. It sucks.
Yeah.
KJ's trending up, dude. KJ's trending up.
I know. It just sucks. It just sucks. He deserves
Kevin, how old are you?
some love.
34.
Okay, so I'm the oldest on this podcast. This YouTube show, whatever this is. I'm 41 years old. That's the last time KU lost on senior night. My entire life. I was
Year
not
one.
I was not born the last time KU lost on senior night. I'm freaking old. I feel old.
Who was it?
You
Who
look
was it
great.
to?
Thanks.
Yeah, you
bud.
do.
Appreciate you guys. 41.
Against who?
Ooh, good question. I can pull it up. Give me 10 seconds.
All right. Well,
KU's
Kevin,
gonna win.
Yeah. Predictions, everybody.
KU wins and covers, obviously.
KJ Adams 3 to win by 1. Carried off on everybody's shoulders. No speeches.
Speech. They cancel speeches after a win.
That's what he's saying. He's on everybody's shoulders going, no speeches.
Job's not finished.
Okay, yeah, I'm going KU win. KJ legacy game. Dwan hits 3 threes. I'm saying a rout. And this is actually a serious take. I think KU by 13.
I think KU wins.
Alt line.
Alt line. Alt spread. I mean, I would absolutely hammer it with all your might. KU minus 11.5. Okay, last prediction. Does Diggy start? Is Diggy the 5th starter on senior night?
Patrick Cassidy, baby.
Is
You gotta
Patrick
walk
Cassidy
toward
a
that.
senior?
Yeah, I love.
You could have told me Patrick Cassidy was a freshman, and I would have believed you.
Wait, do his
might have another
manager,
year of eligibility. I
do his
don't know.
manager years count?
Nick, do you want to know who we lost to on senior night?
Yes.
Any
Yes.
guesses?
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess Oklahoma State. Eddie Sutton.
Anybody else want to guess?
Oklahoma.
Kevin?
No. I no.
Nebraska.
I was why did I say that?
Fred Hoiberg.
I was like, that's just wrong. I'm not gonna say it.
Hire Hoiberg.
He
That's
I
how
love
I'm
this.
doing.
Who is Patrick Cassidy?
Who is someone's
Okay, I have one last prediction. It's the speeches. It's just gonna be KJ. He's gonna have microphone in hand. He's gonna say, "See y'all in San Antonio." Drop the mic. Nuts on the table.
Everyone turns around. What's in San Antonio?
Too late. He's already gone. They're already in the
Speed-
tunnel.
He's like, the fuck's in San Antonio? Hey, crank
What
the
is
hog.
San Antonio?
Okay,
Nick,
this was therapeutic. Yo.
Hey,
Yeah.
Are you familiar with hog cranking the hog? Are you looped in on
Yeah,
this?
I saw it over the weekend.
I like this. I'm into
KU
this.
baseball.
It's
KU
awesome.
baseball.
Shout out KU
Good.
baseball. That the environment was awesome. That looked sweet. Shout out to the students for showing up. Baseball team's off to a good start. Keep packing it. That's cool. Crank the hog.
Shout out Rich Price. Shout out Ryan Zimmerman. I don't know if Rich Price is still the coach, but shout him out
No, he
nonetheless.
definitely is not.
Thank him for his
Definitely
time.
gone.
Thank him for his courage. He laid the foundation.
He's gone.
Rich Price laid the foundation for the current coach, who we all love as well. All right. Subscribe, rate, and review. Go Hawks. Senior night. Eating Dubs. Extendo clip. DeJuan. Just absolutely spraying the yopper. 4 threes versus the Cats.
Need a KJ3.
Diggy Coit swats Caleb Love to win the game. This could be wrong.